Like Amit has been working with NCR Edu Services for almost 10 years now. He is the founder of this company. NCR Edu Services is India's largest, I would say, outsourcing resource company in the education domain, wherein they have 4,000 plus clients. And Amit is also a very widely traveled man, visited almost 16 countries, and his clientele base is also in 16 countries. Now, how to convert an opportunity out of a need? This is what Amit has done with the use of the technology and his company. Now he owns three companies. One of them is NCR Edu Services, and Just Teachers is also a part of it. So Amit, I welcome you again to this session of IDTM, and on behalf of IDTM, all the faculty, staff, students, I welcome you again to this special talk.
Thank you so much.
Today,
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm going to take us to a journey of what an entrepreneur is, not necessarily in the field of tourism, but the germs of entrepreneurship are, I mean, same for any other fields. So I hope students will be benefited a lot by going through his journey from being a small boy, starting his first entrepreneurship as selling of toothbrushes, and now owning a multinational company. So Amit,
thank you so much.
yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So Jai Hind, everyone. So it's a small journey, and the reason, like, I just wanted to connect with you guys because it's a small journey, and I want to give you an insight like what this entrepreneurship is all about. And trust me, it's not a rocket science at all. And the only thing that is required is a hard work and commitment. So to start with, I'll just brief you about the organization, that what we are trying to do and what we are doing, and then we will come to a journey. So regarding NCR Edu Services, so we are an education outsourcing company, and we work with the global companies all over the world, and we manage their entire academic operations. So for example, like we teach maths in more than 1,000 schools in London. We work with a lot of companies and schools in Australia. We work with organizations in US. So that way, like we work in around 16 countries and manage their entire delivery operations. So it's like we have implemented the BPO model in education industry, and we say, hey, Indian teachers are the best. So rather than you deliver, we can deliver in a better way, and we will do that for you. So companies outsource it to us, and we manage their entire academic delivery. So we work with the prestigious customers all over the world, like Eton College, London. We work with the Stanford University. We work with the McGraw Hill. So you name any of the top companies, we work with them. So I'll just brief. So our mission was very clear that we want to be one of the services wherein like we keep the quality on the top, and that is something that is keeping us up and running from a very long time. So this is a basic snapshot of our organization. So we have around 400 clients globally, and we have a repository of around 90,000 teachers who are registered with us. We are operating in around 16 countries, and we have a annual growth rate of around 50%. And we are a very young company. We started in 2012, and now we have got a good name in education industry, especially on the outsourcing part. So these are the couple of services that we do. Like we work with the content companies, we take care of their entire operations, work with the e-tutoring companies, work with a lot of online tutoring companies and manage their entire support, and manage the help desk services for online companies as well. And this is one of the platform that we have because we want to build this community of teachers where like the teachers can come on the platform. So 2 years back, we started this platform called as jobbers.com. So this is like we bring all the teachers together, and the platform gives a teacher training and other engagement opportunities, mentoring, teaching awards. So everything and anything related to the teachers only. So we have been widely covered by newspapers and the media houses on the kind of a work that we are doing globally. And these are just some of the testimonials. Like, so we work with around 800 schools in London, where like the maths is delivered by the teachers based out of a Noida office. So you can imagine the power of our teachers, like the power of people out here. So Britishers are dependent on us for their education. So we conduct maths classes directly in their classroom. So we were teaching English to the Japanese people, and we were doing it from a very long time. And that ways, like we do that in China, we do that in Japan, we do that in other countries, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon. And same way, like we work with the McGraw Hill with one of the joint project with the Stanford University. So we were taking care of these kind of project. And this is our global delivery center. That's in Sector 58, Noida. So let's come back to the story. So what the story is all about. So when I started, trust me, like I come from a middle class family wherein like we need to have a very limited resources. And so when I came to Noida and did my master's from here, so after doing my MC, I started working with a company called as the Nucleus Software. I worked for a couple of years, and then I could afford like a bike. So Nucleus Software is very close to you guys. It's like it's very close to your campus. So I worked there, and when I started my journey, so I couldn't afford the bike firsthand. So I bought this second-hand bike from one of my friend. And last these years, like, so I had a target of like buying a Mercedes. So like finally I achieved that. So that was just a small target that I made in my mind when I started this journey. But with the help of everyone, with the grace of God, I could achieve it. So the only reason I wanted to come for this session, because a lot of time we feel that we cannot do things, and we always feel that there are limited resources. But trust me, that's not the case when we really want to do something. So how this started, let's go back in time. So I was very passionate about teaching. So जब भी मुझे time मिलता था, तो I used to take a home tuitions. So there were two reasons. Like आप लोग में से, I don't know whether आज का क्या trend है. So I used to get 2,000 rupees from my father, like for a pocket money and for like a room rent and all. फिर मुझे लगता था कि I need to have some more money to bear expenses. So I used to take a home tuitions. So पढ़ाना बहुत अच्छा लगता था. I tried doing that, and then I realized. So when I was teaching in Noida, so I used to work with a lot of home tutoring agencies. So then I realized when I used to work with this home tutoring agencies, क्या होता था कि I was taking classes regularly. The parents were very happy. So they were always like very happy, gave me a lot of positive feedback, and the learner was very happy. But there was always a middleman in between that called as the tutoring agencies. So that was a one-man army, and whenever I used to go for a payment, like I always need to run multiple times to get my payments. And there was no feedback mechanism. So I realized that I'm doing a good job. Parents are happy, and still I'm not getting payments on time, and like he's not taking feedback from my family. It's like he was running the show just to make money, and there was service part was completely missing. So I thought, let's organize something and let's build something on top of it. And I was very passionate about doing my business, but as coming from a middle class family, you always need to have a certain responsibilities. You cannot just jump and do things on your own, because you have to look at your background. You have to look at like what are your responsibilities. So it's not a US wherein like you leave family and you do something and you don't care about the family. As an Indian, we need to take care of everything, every responsibilities back home, and then only you can start. So when I started my journey, so the first thing that I did as an entrepreneur journey, I was selling a toothbrush. So one of my known took an agency of the toothbrush in Lucknow, and then he told me that, can you sell that? So that was the first time I tried, and I took those boxes back to my home in Hardoi, and I was selling those toothbrushes. I did that for 2 months, got some money, but other than that, I got a big experience, and that I was using it in this journey. So as I told you, like I was very passionate about teaching, so and there were a lot of issues. So after my MCA, I worked for a company for around 6-7 years in Noida and in Tokyo, and then I wanted to organize this. So I started with a company called as an NCR Tutors. बहुत छोटा सा business था, not a big like a business plan, not a big tech. The only idea is to serve our customers in primarily in Indrapuram, Sector 62 Noida, Vasundhara, Vaishali, and Kaushambi. So these were the areas that we identified, and we were serving those parents कि आपको जब भी कोई class चाहिए हो, so we'll give you a teacher. And so that time I was a one-man army. So I used to take calls, like I used to collect the payments, I used to search teachers, I made a website, I did an SEO, so everything, it was a one-man army. And there was a simple problem that I was trying to solve it. At that point of a time, there was no technology. So I realized these are the problem areas that we identified. So every individual or a parents were looking for a home tutor so that their wards can get a better classes and they can get a personalized attention. The school, colleges, and e-learning companies are looking for a teachers so that they conduct their normal routine operations. Online tutoring companies all over the world were looking for an online tuitions, and the content companies were looking for a content. So everyone was looking for a rock star teachers, and that's what we started our journey. So I used to live in Shipra Sun City. So what we decided is like, let's go very lean. And the only money that we invested in this venture so far, अभी तक हमने करीब जो invest किया, that we invested around 20 से 25 हज़ार रुपए सिर्फ हमने invest किया, और हमने क्या किया कि एक room को office बना लिया. So we bought a pair of curtain from the Khoda, and then like we bought these second hand chair and table. और उसके बाद हमने शिप्रा सन सिटी में ही अपने घर को ऑफिस बनाया और काफी दिन वहां से चलाया उस ऑफिस को. And then people reached out to us कि you need to have an office. So at that time I was not very clear क्योंकि income ही करीब 8-10 हज़ार रुपए की हो रही थी, and I wasn't very sure कि I can afford office or not. But people always pumped me and said कि नहीं, you need to go for an office. So finally Shipra Sun City के central market में I got one shop. So I got one shop, और फिर हमने वहाँ 5,000 किराए पर एक छोटी सी दुकान ली और उस दुकान पे हमने काम करना शुरू किया. But at that point of a time I cannot afford any of the employees. So the only thing that I was doing whenever I'm out, I was just a part, means like I was conducting these online classes and I was providing these home tuitions and I was handling everything on my own. एंड जब भी कहीं पर जाता तो आसपास जो शॉप्स हुआ करती थी वो बार्बर शॉप्स, इंटरनेट कैफे. सो आई यूज्ड टू टेल देम कि आप बोल देना कि सर अभी कहीं गए हुए हैं एंड ही विल बी बैक सून, सो दैट आई डू नॉट मिस इवन अ सिंगल कस्टमर्स. हमने वो सारी चीजें करी. स्कूल के बाहर खड़े होकर पैम्फलेट बांटना, ऑटो के पीछे स्टिकर लगाना, सड़क पे वो पैम्फलेट चिपकाना. सो वी ट्राइड एवरीथिंग. Couple of my friends said कि यार ये क्या कर रहे हो, अच्छा खासा you were into an IT job, getting a good salary, was settled in Tokyo as well, you came back and started this thing. So at that point of a time, so entrepreneurship is always about a roller coaster ride. So what I used to do is like I used to get one labor from a labor chalk, and जब भी स्कूल की छुट्टी होती थी, पेरेंट्स जब पीटीएम के बाद स्कूल से निकलते थे, so I used to be on the left side and this labor used to be on the right side, and we used to give a hand over these pamphlets to these people. मुझे लगता था कि कोई भी मिस ना हो जाए. कई बार कोई जान पहचान वाला मिल जाता था तो वो पूछता था, अरे तुम यहाँ पर क्या कर रहे हो. सो ट्रस्ट मी, आई यूज्ड टू हाइड दोस पैम्फलेट्स. मुझे लगता था क्या सोचेंगे, क्या करेंगे, तो मैं कहता था कि नहीं नहीं, मैं तो सिर्फ यहीं पर ऐसे आया था, एंड somehow I was waiting for someone. So journey was like that initially, that for a 1 and 2 year. And trust me, what is really important is a consistency. I think I will come to those points. But एक entrepreneur के लिए you need to have a long-term vision, and life is all about a roller coaster ride. So हमने वो सारी चीजें करी. पैम्फलेट भी बांटे, सड़क पे पैम्फलेट भी चिपकाए, लिफ्ट में किसी का पेमेंट लेने जाते थे, शायद शिप्रा सन सिटी हो या इंदिरापुरम की कोई सोसाइटी हो, तो जब भी जाते हैं तो आपने कई बार देखा होगा कि लोग विजिटिंग कार्ड लगा के आते हैं. सो आई यूज्ड टू डू दैट एज वेल. एंड समटाइम्स लाइक दैट यूज्ड टू वर्क आल्सो, कि कई बार मुझे कॉल आ जाती थी कि सर एक टीचर चाहिए है, तो आई यूज्ड टू वर्क ऑन दैट. सो दिस वाज अवर ऑफिस जहां पर हमने लगा रखा था, एंड वी स्टार्टेड द जर्नी. So finally we worked hard and we moved to like an office in another office in Indrapuram जहाँ पर 7-8 लोगों का ऑफिस था. And then in 2014 and 15 we moved to another office in sector 63, वो करीब 40-50 लोगों का ऑफिस था. And then we finally moved to our office in sector 58 जहाँ पर अभी 100-125 लोग एम्प्लॉय हैं, and वहाँ से हम काम करते हैं.
नहीं नहीं आ रही है. So Rizing Lama has left the meeting. हमें तो कुछ नहीं दिख रहा, हमें दिख भी नहीं रहा है.
Hello. Yeah, sorry guys, I lost in between. I didn't realize that I'm out of the meeting, so I'll just cover it again. I missed few parts.
Just hold on. I think there was some technical issue, so Amit has rejoined. Amit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Can you see my screen?
Hello?
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I lost in
Amit, your
between.
voice is not audible here.
Hello.
It's okay.
Now it's audible. Okay, please carry on.
Okay. Right. So Lama sir, like you have seen this slide like on 2013 or like where was I was disconnected? Lama sir, should I start from this slide?
Yeah, you can start with 2012 slide. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So I was telling about, so when we started, so we moved to a small office in Shipra Sun City Center Market, and we did everything that is required. चाहे वो ऑटो पे स्टिकर्स लगाना हो, चाहे सड़क पे पैम्फलेट बांटना हो. So we tried everything to make sure that we are able to achieve what we want. And then we moved to a small office in 2013. That was also in a Shipra Sun City only. And finally, like we could afford some of the employees in 2014, and we got around 5 to 6 employees, and then in 2015 we got around 40 employees, and then in 2016-17 we got around 125 employees, which we are running from our Sector 58 office now. So these are the key points that I feel is important for everyone. And this is not the recipe for a success, but this is something that I have learned during my journey. So would love to share with you. First and the most important thing is like follow your passion, not money. And trust me, the only reason I could run this business is like I was following my passion, because I used to love teaching and I was doing that from a long time. You can imagine. So I started this company in 2012, July, and I took my first salary in Feb 2015. Trust me, if the money would have been the goal, then I would have exited in the next 6 months or 7 months only. So it's a very important, like at any point of a time, you start your journey, you start your entrepreneurship journey. So it's a very important that you must have that long-term goal. And it's very important to have a right set of people around you. So you can imagine when I wanted to quit nuclear software and I wanted to start this. So at that point of a time, I was very confused. And Dr. Gupta is my cousin, so he used to motivate me a lot. So at that point of a time, like, so he's my mentor. So I used to talk to him, ki, Bhaiya, what should I do? He said, Ki, you should quit your job and get into this because I can see a potential. And trust me, I was very confused at that point of a time. So he said, Ki, you just go ahead with it. And so one fine day I decided, I think it's okay to quit. I called him at 11 in the night. It was a Wednesday. So I said, Ki, Bhaiya, I want to quit. What do you think? He said, I've been saying this from a long time and it's been 1.5 years. I'm saying, Ki, just quit your job and get into this. So he said, don't worry about the salary. Don't worry about the expenses. I will be with you no matter what the situation is. So you need to have a right set of people with you who can trust on you blindly, no matter whether you achieve success or you achieve failure, like they will always be with you. So you need to have that kind of a people with you. So I reached out to my office project manager and I talked to him. I was having a good relationship with him. I said, Ki, sir, I want to quit. He said, Ki, why you want to quit? I said, Ki, I want to start my tutoring company. He said, are you crazy? ये 300 रुपए 400 रुपए का काम करने को रह गया, you getting a good salary here and you're doing everything good, why you want to quit a job? I said, Ki, I want to quit because I really want to do something in this and I'm very passionate about it. So he said, okay, you have a 3 months of a notice period. Even on the 90th day, you feel that you're not able to do something. So you can always come back and cancel your resignation. And trust me, since then, I never looked back. So that really worked for us. And as I said, like you need to have a good mentor. And that mentor not necessarily be someone in the industry. He can be your father, he can be your mother, he can be your teacher, he can be your cousin, he can be your brother. Anyone who believes in you and give you some good advice as well. And the most important point that I have learned during this a journey of around 8 years, be a doer. Even today, I'm aware about every single project in an organization. I'm deeply involved and I interact with everyone in an organization. So I do like a lot of coffee tables. I do a lot of escape level meeting wherein like I go and meet everyone, and I try like not to follow hierarchy in an organization. Everyone should respect each other and each other's works also. And so I'll tell you about my academics and my journey. So what is really important is like you need to have a right set of people around you. So when I was in my 12th, trust me, my friends were like either they were a carpenter or they were a car mechanic or they were like working in some workshop. So I used to talk to them, and because they have a limited horizon, so I always used to feel that I'm very good in academics, and at that time I was in 12th. And so that was like I spoiled my 12th exam. I couldn't score well. And my father always used to say, Ki, you cannot score throughout 60%. And that ways it would be difficult for you to get a job. And so I used to hear this every second day. And lately I realized at that point of a time when I was in my 12th or a graduation, I used to feel like why he's saying that every time. But trust me, I realized it was not at all about marks, but it was all about the company. It's very important to have a right company, right set of people whom you talk, you share your thought process. So when I was in my 12th, so I used to discuss my plan with these car mechanics and like these painters and people out there. So they have a limited horizon. When I got my first shop, so trust me, I used to compare my revenues with a barber shop. I used to compare my revenue with the internet cafe, because they have taken other shops and I was having means like one of the shop. So I used to compare with that. Then I moved to one of the area where like, so I always wanted to be on the top. So then I moved to a small office in Rajhans where like there was a lot of small software companies. So I used to compare with them. I always wanted to go on the top. And then I moved to Sector 63. There I used to meet with the mid-sized companies in 40-50 employees. So then I used to compare and talk to people like that. And then in 58, I met people like CEO of Amar Ujala and other people, because we were initially like we were sharing this building with an Amar Ujala. So that ways you increase your horizon. You get to meet good people, you get to get good advice. So it's very important that what kind of people you are meeting on a day-to-day life. And it's very important that you should have a positive energy around you. So you can spend the same amount of energy in politics and backlashing and talking about the negative thoughts, and the same kind of energy you can invest in doing what you're doing. So that is really very, very important. And this slide is very, very important for you, and especially for people like us who are from middle class families. So this is something that was important for me, so I thought it might be important for you. So before you actually jump into an entrepreneurship, it's very important to check your dependency on your family. So trust me, I wanted to do an entrepreneurship, but I couldn't do that just after my college, because there were certain responsibilities that you need to take care of. This is not in the US and this is not in the UK, when you leave your parents and you just move out of home, you're not bothered. Because in India is a very family oriented country, wherein like you need to take care of your parents, you need to take care of your younger ones, and you need to take care of all the responsibilities that you have. So I would have started my entrepreneurship journey right after college, but it was very important for me to earn some money, take care of the responsibilities, support my father a bit, and then get into something. So you need to have a right balance, and that's the need of an hour. Although like it's not something, because I see a lot of people get into an entrepreneurship, they have taken a loan, their families are struggling to pay back that loan, but they are busy in doing in a startup, and it's been like 1 year and 6 months, they're not doing anything. And most important is like they never worked in any organization, so they do not have an experience on managing cash, managing funds, managing expectations, and managing teams as well. So that's what I say. No doubt job experience helps for sure. You learn how to manage situations, you know, like learn how to build a relationship with your team members. And there are a lot of difficult situations, like there are a lot of stress you get in your job, and that ways you need to learn it from there. So when I used to work for a Japanese company, I was in Tokyo. So Japanese people like used to work almost like they start their work from 7 in the morning and they used to be in office till 10 in the night. And initially, like I was not able to cope up with them. But lately I've learned with them, they are very focused on the task. And what I really learned from them is like they focus on the task, not on the number of days. So if they need to do something, they keep on doing that. And that's what I learned from them. And trust me, if you want to start something, a lot of time I hear that I'm looking for a funding, I don't have that much of a resources. Trust me, resources will never be a constraint if you have a right approach. Always start with the minimal resources. When I started, the total investment was around 20 to 25,000 only. And that money I invested in the second-hand chair and table, a pair of curtain that I got from a Khoda, second-hand mobile phone, and some kind of a other expenses, the petty expenses that I might have spent on the printing of those pamphlets and all. So resource is never a constraint when you're doing something right. And the most important thing is, like, as I said, they will not be a right time. One fine day, you need to draw a line. You need to check all these support. You need to check your responsibilities. Then you need to jump. So I keep on meeting lot many people and they have an ideas. Trust me, idea doesn't make any sense. Even you talk in your classroom, you go to your teachers, even you go to the panwala or you go to anyone, the vegetable vendor or anyone, you talk to them, everyone will have an idea. But what is important is and right set of execution strategy, commitment, consistency, and a grit to achieve something. So these are some of the important things, like these are some of the important recipes to have that success, to achieve something in life. So that was my journey all about. And rather than like stretching it for like a longer duration, I would spend this time in the question and answer. If you have anything you want to ask, I would love to answer those. And trust me, this is a difficult time. This is a COVID time, and there is also an opportunity. There is always an opportunity. So there are always like a two sides of a coin. Whether you just go with the negative thought that this is a COVID time and nothing can work for us and there are challenges, or you can always go and see like what are the opportunities that we have. And when you look back, trust me, nothing goes waste. There is always an opportunity, and there is always a support of people that you get when you start something. So at this point of time, I would like to end this like a presentation, and I would like to spend this time, the remaining time, with Q&A. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you so much for the lovely takeaway through your journey, which I've been witnessing for the last almost 25 years. And I'm proud to say where you are, it's all your perseverance. So one takeaway I would say to all the students is perseverance, tenacity. Believe in yourself and keep on doing the good work. Don't stop. So now the house is open for question and answers. If you are going to type on a chat box, or you can directly open your mic and ask. So some of the compliments for Amit, very inspiring Amit sir, an inspiring Amit
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much.
Somebody knows your office, Sector 58 office. Tapas probably has been there.
Okay.
Okay. Here we have double कैसे हो रहा है?
So there are always like people you push you. So I have never traveled for a business, and there was one important conference in London. So Pawan sir was like saying me that you go to that conference, and I was very means like I was thinking that it is very difficult for me to afford a foreign trip. So that time also he pushed me. Now you can go, and trust me, since then I never stopped. So you sometimes like you need a right mentor. So I said I might end up spending around 2 to 3 lakh rupees, and I don't know what the returns would be. And he said, no, just go with it. When you are in some kind of a deficit, I will take care of that. You just go for that conference. And trust me, since then, like I have been invited in a lot of conference we talk about. So recently, like I'm invited at Israeli EdTech conference, like in a January. I was in London in in November. I was speaking at the China EdTech conference, and before that, I was the Singapore EdTech conference, as speaking about my experience. So, some the great mentor is a very important, and it's very important to have a right mentor. So Pawan sir did that for me. So at every point of a time where I was confused and I was not able to take decision, so he's the one who always motivated me. And even at this point of a time, whenever I stuck up, business has grown enormously. But whenever I get into any situation, I call him that this is the situation, and please advise me like what need to be done. And then he tells me like what need to be the strategy. So we do a lot of brainstorming time to time. Yeah. So I think there are some questions. Yeah. So I will take a question of a Gaurav. So his question is like what to expect from a journey of entrepreneurship, challenges and fruits. So Gaurav, trust me, I never thought about fruits when I started. And trust me, the only thing that I wanted to is like the bring quality in academic learning. And I never thought of that I can build this business like this. So when I was building it, the only thing that I wanted to is like provide the best tutoring services in Indrapuram, Vasundhara, Vaishali, Sector 62, and extend that to an NCR region. And that's the reason I kept the name as an NCR Tutors. And gradually it became an NCR Edu Services. And if you talk about the challenges, trust me, at every point of a time, you will have a challenges. But what is really important is like you take those challenges in a positive manner. So any of you can always walk into my office and trust me, whenever there's a lot of work. So I still sleep at my office. So I've got what you call as like one bed sheet and a dari. And even my family members used to say like, why don't you keep one bed at office? And trust me, the only reason I never kept a bed or like any space for a comfort, so that office is not for the comfort. I still sleep on the floor of office whenever there's a project. So for an entrepreneurship, challenges are every day. And trust me, but it's very important to have a right set of people who help you. So challenges will be there for sure. But once you have a positive mindset, you can beat all the challenges. Trust me, you can beat it.
Yes, very good. Yes. Very well. Yes.
We have few more questions.
Let me tell you, yes, बहुत बढ़िया बात है इसका मतलब अपना माइंड डिस्टर्ब करेंगे.
So I will take one question of Sandesh Nagre. How you motivate yourself in a struggling period? See, it's a very important that I said, like, you need to have a right mentor. Sometimes, like, you feel low at a time. I won't say that you don't feel low. Sometimes you feel, but when you have a right mentor, so everything goes away. So you talk to him, you call him, you discuss the problem. And if you have a right mentor, so he can always guide you. And so you can have a set of people whom you can discuss about the challenges. But trust me, what is important is like to remain positive. There were times like when we were like having an issue with the cash flow. There were times like when we were struggling with a client, and everything gives you an opportunity. So we were having one important client in a UK. So we were like around 90% dependent on them. And one fine day, that client said like, we don't want to continue because business is not doing well, and it would be very difficult for us to continue. And that point of a time, we felt devastated. And trust me, I thought, what I'm gonna do? I'm not left with anything. Like the business will go down, but trust me, everything comes with an opportunity. And when we thought like he's going, so because they were a good customer, so they informed us around 3 months in advance. We prepared everything and we managed everything within 3 months. And that ways we realized that the business can grow further. Also, let's not be dependent on just one client. So every problem comes with an opportunity. Trust me, when this pandemic came, so there were a lot of issues with the payment cycle. There were a lot of issues with the customers. But what we did is like we started India business, and that is going well. And we got a lot of other opportunities. We pushed our sales strategy. We got like the chief growth officer for the Indian market. So that way is like whenever there are challenges, take those challenges as an opportunity. And entrepreneur की life में अगर challenges नहीं आएंगे तो फिर मजा ही नहीं है. It means like you're not doing something right. You're going in a wrong direction. So every day there will be challenges. जब भी आप सब कुछ अच्छा कर रहे होगे तो आपका होगा कि क्लाइंट ने आपको मना कर दिया. क्लाइंट आपसे बहुत ज्यादा खुश होगा तो कई बार होगा कि एम्प्लॉय आपसे कहेगा नो आई जस्ट वांट टू लीव, आई कैन नॉट कंटिन्यू. एंड जब एम्प्लॉय भी सही होगा, क्लाइंट भी सही होगा, तो आपके इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में आपका कुछ लैंडलॉर्ड बोल देगा कि नो, आई नीड टू, you need to change the building. So that is a part of a life. That is something that is a part of a life, and you need to enjoy that. So Kulsum asked a very good question. There are times we feel like doing n number of things all at once. We end up being interested in number of activities. So times like this, how do we end up being consistent and wise while choosing something? Trust me, I have been offered a lot of things in the journey, even today also, like a lot of big companies reach out to us. You give us the data, we will give an XYZ amount of money. So when we were very small, there were a couple of companies like who wanted to buy us out. There were a couple of companies like HCL Learning. They wanted to purchase the data from us. And trust me, like we were very clear from where we want to make a money. So still we get a lot of requests that if you can do this, you can make an extra 1 lakh rupees or extra 2 lakh rupees. But trust me, we were very clear from where we want to make money. So we have a certain streams, and we always make money from those streams only. And we never try to make money which is not aligned to our business. And that is something that is keeping us up and running.
Just for the information, everyone, everybody knows about TikTok. So TikTok as a company had approached Amit and NCR Edu Services to make 4 lakh educational videos. Very soon, TikTok is going to come up with lots and lots of educational videos. But they were against the ethics of NCR, so Amit has refused it. And it was supposed to be a big money for him. But then Chinese connection or the ethical practices which were not aligned with the businesses, hats off to Amit, he declined the offer.
Thank you, sir. So there was a question of
How
Malvika.
beneficial it will be in the longer run, that probably we'll discuss after a year or so.
Yeah. So there was a question from Malvika. Every business idea comes with a risk. Do you have a fear of failure or being failed this idea? Was there any backup plan? So trust me, I firmly believe if you have a backup plan, you have a more chances to fail. So you have to jump into it. So if you have a plan A, and if you think that a plan A will fail, and then you will have a plan B, and if the plan B will fail, then you have a plan C. So trust me, nothing will work because you always think that even if the plan A fails, you have a plan B. So trust me, when I started the journey, so of course, like I had some hesitations, and that's the reason I called Pavan sir and talked about my idea and talked about these things. And he said, just go ahead with it. And the plan B that I had, so at that time I said, okay, even if I know driving, I can speak English, even if it fails, so I can just go to the 5-star hotel and like start driving. At least I can earn a 25,000 rupees a month. So there will not be any challenges to bring food on the table. But there will always be a chance of failure. But trust me, it's good to fail. It's good to try and fail rather than spending whole of your life and not trying and then regretting something. So trust me, there was one idea which we wanted to try. That was means like these tutoring centers. So we started because that was something like I was thinking that this can give us a big money. So that wasn't like a mid of a journey. So we started NCR tutorials in the foreign languages centers. And at one point of a time, because we were very sure that this might work for us, that didn't work. We tried for 3 months, that didn't work. We closed that venture. But it was very important for us to try and fail. At this point of a time when the market is very competitive, it's very important to act fast. And I'll give you some examples. So I have a couple of domain names like rationshop.com. So this was a domain name I'm having before even the big basket came in a picture. I have a domain name sellolditems.com, buyolditems.com before even the OLX came in a picture. So having a domain name or having an idea doesn't make any sense. What is important is like you need to jump into something, you need to do something, and you need to leave that fear of failure. Trust me, and please do not go with the plan B. You need to have a plan A only. Stick to that. Do everything that is required.
I think we lost the
So,
connection. No.
hello. No,
Ah,
I'm here. Okay. So there's a question of Sandesh, how digital marketing helps to a new startup. So digital marketing is a very tricky game. Trust me, if we're gonna spend a lot of money into the digital marketing, so it gonna eat up a lot of money. And at the end of the day, Google will make a lot of money from you, or the Facebook will make a lot of money from you. And I don't know whether you will be able to make money or not. So it's good for the presence, it's good for the initial customers. But if you have got some idea, try to find 10 people who believes in your idea, serve them better. So it's like called a theory of 10, 100 and 1000. So have 10 direct customers, interact with them directly. Then from those 10 customers, if your service is good, ask for a referral and then raise it to the first 100 customers through a referral. And then you go ahead with the digital marketing and all. But the first 10 customers need to be the direct customers who know you, who know your service, and you have given them a great service.
there was a question from Mohammed Tanveer.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. Okay.
Did you experience failures? If so, what did you learn from them?
So every failure gives you something. Trust me. So as like Pavan sir told, so when I started my first venture, so I started like the very initial venture of this selling toothbrush. So when this proposal reached out to me, so I come from like a Bania family wherein like a lot of my relatives were having a shops, and I thought it would be the easiest business for me to take these toothbrushes from a Lucknow and take these toothbrushes to Hardoi and give it to my relatives and make money, and that would be a good business. So when I reached out to them, I gave those boxes to everyone, and they said okay, so they will pay me money once this gets sold. And I thought it would be quite easy to get this money. And then I realized even after running like from pillar to post, either they were returning the toothbrushes or they were saying like it's not sold yet, so maybe like you can come next week or something. So trust me, what I have learned, relationship in a business never works. So you need to be a thorough professional. So trust me, I do not take any employee through like a relations or something. Everyone need to pass some kind of an interview process, or I do not do any transactions into a relationship, because these are the two different things. So relationship means like relationship. So that's your personal aspect. Keep your personal and the professional things entirely separate from each other. And that's what I kept it, and I follow that religiously.
Okay, adding on to Malvika's question, Rishabh has a question. Was there a time when it was necessary to mold your basic plan? Because entrepreneurs always want to stick to basic plan and not experiment.
No, it's not like that. So if you just look at our journey, so we have molded the entire plan. So when we started, so I'll tell you about this journey. So when we started, like we were only providing home tuitions to Indrapuram, Vasundhara and Vaishali. So I got a very good feedback like, hey, your teachers are good. And I was getting a commission of 300 rupees from every tuition. For these 300 rupees, I used to go to the different societies to collect the payments. And I was doing that. And I used to make 8 to 10,000 rupees a month, 5,000 rupees a month. So I was happy at that point of a time. One fine day, like one coaching center reached out to us and they said, you are providing an amazing service, sir. And we have got a good feedback about your teachers. Can you please give your teachers to us also? So at that point of a time, as a young entrepreneur, I was very reluctant. I said, no, it would be difficult for me to give any kind of like a services. Just a minute, I think. Okay. Okay. So at that point of a time, I said, no, I won't be able to give you teachers for a coaching centers. So trust me, they were an amazing person. And trust me, like God always creates a path for you. So they reached out to me and they said, आप हमें टीचर दे दो ना. I said कि नहीं, हम आपको टीचर नहीं दे पाएंगे, because मुझे लगता था कि इनको एक बार टीचर दे दिया, so these teachers would be working for a coaching center and I will not get anything out of it. एक बार में मुझे one time ही मिलेगा. Finally, they were very good in convincing. So the guy was like, took a entrepreneur journey and he left a job in a Reebok. He was a vice president in a Reebok. So he said कि आप दे दो अमित जी. So finally मैंने उनको 3-4 टीचर दिए. And जो मैं 300 रुपए इकट्ठे कर रहा था, उन्होंने he gave me a check of around 16 or 18,000 rupees. So I was very happy. मुझे लगा अरे वाह, ये तो this is a good business model. तो मुझे लगा कि I think this can be a good idea. So तब तक वो home tutoring चल रहा था. Then I started serving these schools, and the first school that I got is like a boarding school in Nainital. So they said, Ki, we have heard a lot about you, like you provide a good teachers. Can you give us a good teachers as well? So that was the first school assignment, and I gave a teacher to them, and they gave me a check of 50,000 rupees. So मुझे लगा this is going very interesting now. Then what I did is like I started providing these teachers to the schools, colleges, and e-learning companies in India, and we became one of the biggest company in providing these teachers and resourcing to the companies in India. So we are still like one of the biggest company in education recruitment. And then one fine day, like the company from Japan reached out to us. That time we were having a small office in Rajhans. They said, we are looking for a teachers who can provide these like English classes to our learners. I didn't had any idea what this is all about. I said, just show me what you want to do. Then he showed me, I said, okay, we can do that. And he traveled all the way from Tokyo to our office in Indrapuram. I was feeling a bit awkward because our office was very small and I don't know how to handle that customer. So I took one preschool on a rental. I bought one, means like I took one projector on a rental, and then I moved to there, and that way is like we got into this online learning space. And after that, a very amazing incident I will remember for the whole of my life. So then gradually it was going on. I got one project from a UK customer, and they said like we are working with the UK schools, and we are looking for companies who can provide maths classes for the UK schools. So we said, okay, we can do that. We got an office in sector 63, 30-40 seater office. And they said, like, do you have a training room and like a conference room and all? I said, we will arrange that for you. And that was an under construction building. So I talked to the building owner. He said, I cannot give you. And what I did is like, I called the tent house guy, and I means like set up a tent. And when that customer, UK customer reached out to us, he said, what the hell is this? This is your training room? So he scolded us like anything. Somehow we managed. No, sir. And it's just that I was expecting this. But so there will always be, I thought this project is gone. But somehow when he spent around 2 weeks with us, he was convinced that we can deliver no matter whether we are doing that training in the tent house or we are doing that in a training room. So I assured that once he will come next time, we'll make sure that every facility in a place. And trust me, when he came after a few months, like we set up everything as he expected. So, and if you just look at the business model was entirely tweaked. So we were providing a home tutor. Now we became an education outsourcing company and working only with the global companies, and we stopped that home tutoring service completely. So when we started, we were a B2C company. Now we are a purely B2B company, and we serve all the good companies in India. Whether you talk about Vedantu, you talk about Topper, you talk about any company in India, they work with us. Either they look for resources, they look for a content. You name any of the good schools in India, they work with us. Whether it's a DPS, GD Goenka, Jaipuria. So they take principals, they do reach out to us for the resource planning. So it's very important that you tweak the business model, but that need to be a strategic move. Not something like reach out to you and say, can you give XYZ thing and I'll pay you 1,000 rupees and change the business model then and there. And okay, so you have to have that vision, and you need to have that a goal as well. And you need to be flexible as well, for sure.
So I hope Yashwant Gopal, your question of innovative business is being answered by this talk right now. So anybody else has a question? Yeah, Amit, people are asking for your email ID.
Sure. I'll just text right here in the chat box. And if you have,
and I'm sure some of you are going to trouble you as well.
No, that's fine. I would love to talk to them if they have anything. But what I would like, if you want to talk to me about any business idea, I would love to call you in my office sometime. But what is really important is like you need to have your homework completed. Because when you come with an idea, so I will ask my team also to join, and you have to present in the office as well. But what is really important is like you need to do your homework. You need any kind of a support, I would love to help you out, because there are so many people who have helped me in this journey. When I came to Ghaziabad, the only thing that I came up with is like 2 bags and that's the only thing when I came to Ghaziabad I was carrying, and rest everything is like from the support of people and from the support of team. So if you have anything, I would love to support you guys on that. So don't worry, and you can always reach out to me. You can drop me a mail. I'm just texting you.
Thank you, sir.
This is my email ID. You can always reach out to me.
It's amit@ncreduservices.com.
Right, sir.
I'll repeat, amit@ncreduservices.com.
Right, sir.
So I think that every good thing has to end. It was a mesmerizing story, Amit. People have taken a lot of inspiration out of it, but everything has to come to an end. So has this session also come to an end. And thank you so much for
No, thank you
taking
so much. And in
time.
fact, like, thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Lama, sir, for organizing this. And it was really nice meeting these lovely students. And I'm looking forward. And I'm sure, like, after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years down the line, I will get to see some of the entrepreneurs from this, like, a batch of 60, like, who are in this session.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you so much. See
Thank
you
you so
again.
much,
Okay,
sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Swami Dogra,